right, a very beautiful morning to you out there, sweet citizen of Nigeria. I'm a great listener. It is the program You and the Law on our Forces Radio. My name is Hope Joseph. The program You and the Law is a program designed to educate you on your rights, not just your fundamental rights, but also your rights in doing things, what you need to know, the steps to follow, whether in business or when your right is being infringed upon, how to go about it, and everything that has to do with your human right as well. So, on today's edition of the program, we'll be looking at something quite interesting here, something that most of you are into, which is business. So, how do I go into business? What are the things I need to do? What is the law expecting from me to do my business? All these and many more are what we'll be looking at today. My guest today is one of, let me just say, legal luminary, or she's a legal luminary, a barrister and solicitor of Supreme Court of Nigeria. Of course, she's good at this. Not that she's not good at other aspect of the law, but this is where she also drives passion to do it. And of course, on today's edition, she has decided to come and talk to people on what they need to know when it has to do with business law and so on. It's a great privilege to have with me Mrs. Victoria Echobo. It's nice to have you on the program.
Thank you so much.
So, how is the practice so far?
Well, practice is going on very well.
Okay, in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, practice is going on very well in Nigeria.
All right, so let's look at what we have to do. The topic: who can do business? Okay, that's the topic we're looking at today. Who can do business? Sometimes people may look at it as a simple thing. Does it really matter who can do business? So today we're going to be looking at it from legal perspective. So, Mrs. Victoria, who can do business? But before you start,
Yes.
let us get to know who Mrs. Victoria Echeno is.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello, beautiful people of Nigeria. I am Victoria Echobo. I'm a lawyer. I'm also a business coach.
Mm.
I have 15 years practical experience of working with entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs in various industries. I help entrepreneurs, and that's existing entrepreneurs and those who want to be entrepreneurs in the area of formulating their business ideas, developing their ideas into businesses, planning, company formation, registration, partnerships. I help them draft all kinds of documents regarding their businesses. Like Hope has said, I do other things in law.
Okay.
All right, so I do other things like I help people with their commercial and residential properties. I educate people on their taxes, and then I also am a courtroom lawyer.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a courtroom lawyer and help people with what we call alternative dispute resolution. But in as much as I do these other things, I have a growing passion for people who want to do business and showing them, helping them to actually do those businesses and do them the right way and run them profitably and sustainably. You understand?
I do.
Yes.
All right. So who can do business? Let's start with that.
Well, by law, every Nigerian citizen and even foreigners can do business in Nigeria, provided that person is 18 years and above. Of course, like you already know, to every general rule, there's an exception.
Well, I was about asking you because there are some part of Nigeria you go to see small children still doing business.
Well,
But we'll get into that because let us the law for now
Yes.
is you have to be 18 years and above.
18 years and above, you can own a formal business in
Okay.
Nigeria. So you know there are formal businesses, there are informal businesses.
Okay.
So a formal business is where you actually incorporate your business, register it, form it as a company, and is recognized by law. That's a formal business. So once you're 18 years, you can own a business. However, like I said earlier, the law allows persons who are less than 18 years to own businesses only if they have two adults
Okay.
coming together with them to form that
Business,
business.
okay.
Yes, you must have at least two adults. Yes. So that's it. Who can do
business.
business in Nigeria? And like I told you earlier, foreigners can.
Okay.
So, but the qualification is that such a person must be 18 years and above.
Now, business in Nigeria, someone will say is like not to be that good or favorable, unlike what we see in other parts of the world. So, what are the things that really stop people from doing this business?
Well, before I go into that answer, you
Okay.
like you were saying earlier that people want to do business, and if you will agree with me that many thriving economies in the world today are thriving because people are doing business.
Okay, okay.
People are doing business. Companies like Coca-Cola, like KFC, they have shops opened in Nigeria from far away in America because people are running profitable businesses. So I'm looking forward, and some of them are businesses that have been running for several hundreds of years. Their owners have long died. In fact, it's not grandchildren that are having the businesses, that is great grandchildren that are managing the businesses or parts of those businesses now. But they are thriving and they are still opening shops very far away from home. I'm looking forward to a time when we'll have Nigerian businesses thriving for that long.
Not when somebody dies,
The business has
collapsed.
closed. Can you imagine? And that's not how business is meant to be. Business is meant to be sustainable. We call those kind of businesses sustainable businesses, legacy businesses, businesses that exist without the owners. You understand? So one of the things, to answer your question, one of the things that I noticed that make people, that stop people from doing business is fear.
Literally fear, like fear.
Yes.
Okay.
We have many forms of fear.
Okay.
Fear of losing money.
Okay.
Fear of even starting. Fear of being laughed at. Fear of rejection. Fear of the unknown. Like fear of not knowing what will happen next. So this fear is so vivid. And I think that this fear comes from the way we were taught about business in secondary school. In our days of commerce and economics, one of the things or one of the characteristics of business is that business comes with risk. So you just have it at the back of their minds that
I may fail.
I may fail. You understand? They already say to themselves, the fear of failing. But there are two risks in business.
There are two major risks.
Two major risks.
Okay.
The first risk that most people focus on, which is even supposed to be the second or the other thing that they think about. The first one that most people focus on is the fear of losing money or fear of failing.
Fear of losing money.
Yes. Nobody wants to lose their money.
I want to ask that. Normal people always want to think that way.
So, but there's the other risk.
Okay.
The risk of succeeding.
Okay.
So you're asking yourself, what if I fail? Have you ever asked yourself, what if I succeed? What plans are you making if you succeed in turning this idea that you have to a business?
Okay.
What if you succeed? Now it reminds me of a young boy that was sent to buy DVD somewhere in London. Was sent to buy local DVD. And when he went around all the shops, went online, didn't see anything on the online streaming platforms at all. He said, I can go to Nigeria and get this local thing and come and stream it online. Today, that young man is Jason Joplin. Is it Iroko? Yes, yes. Okay. So you can imagine just from one thought that somebody had. What if today you know the name of it? It's everywhere, and that's something that started just by one thought. So what if you succeeded? What if you succeeded? Now another thing that I know that is common with people that stops people from starting or getting into business is not knowing what actions to take. I don't like to call them steps. I call them actions to take. Not knowing what actions to take. Some people think that when you want to start a business, the first thing, go and register your business with CAC. At least I said have a formal business, you have to register. That's not the first thing. That's not the first thing. You have an idea. Some people think that, oh, because I have money, I can just start anything. And anyhow, it will work. I'll just get, like, some people will start a salon and just put somebody inside. After 1 year, they don't see anything. Story.
Okay. So what would the person do if you are opening a salon?
You don't just.
Isn't it wrong to put somebody?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to be sure that that is the business that is right for you.
Okay. Not just doing it because.
Not just doing it because of the money. Is that business right for you? Is that the business that suits your skill, your experience, your know-how, even your interest? You know, there are some people that get involved in a business that they did not study in school. For instance, I know someone who studied computer science in school, and today that person is an engineer. Is doing big time construction, running a big construction company. Interest. Some people studied graphic arts, but they are selling big cars. Some did not even go to school, but they are running big time companies. Interest. So before you go and put your money and start something and then the next year is not running, or you pay somebody and you are not seeing the money, don't know the left and right of the business, find out, is this business right for you? Okay, there are some things that when we work together, there are some things I walk my students through. Now, once you have found that, you now plan it. Write a plan. You don't have to be asking for a bank loan before you write a business plan. Put it down in a plan, step by step. Plan it. And then the next thing, put a structure together, how that business can work with you or without you.
Okay.
You understand? And then you go on to the other, actually running the business. Yes, those are actions that you should be taking.
That should come first before
Those things
registration.
Before you go and register. Before you go and register. And some people say, no, I like this name. This name is my grandfather, mother name. I want to quickly save the name. Okay, so after you save the name, what next?
If you have not laid the foundation.
If you have not laid
no planning, no structure.
If you have not laid the foundation, what happens? You are just going to start something that you don't know how it will finish. That's why you see many failed businesses today. Many times not because of money, but because they did not do the right thing. Some people will go and employ somebody they don't need at the beginning. That's why planning and structuring comes to bear.
Okay.
Yes.
So you must employ somebody you need at the beginning.
If you need to employ somebody, because it's not necessary to employ someone at the beginning. Well, I just wish we had a lot of time, if we had like 2 hours, we can just sit down and break, these things one point by point, but
because of time.
Yes.
So now you've made mention of planning, structure, that should even come first before business registration.
Before you go and register the business. And even registering the business is part of structure. It's part of the legal structure of your business. That's not all that is entailed in the legal structure, but it's part of it.
Okay.
There are other things. Who will own the business? If you are deciding to do the business by yourself, who will own it? If you are doing the business with your wife or your friend or your brother or your sister, what agreement do you people have? People don't bear that in mind.
So even if you are doing business with your wife, your children, there must be agreement. Cousin, nephew, or what? Written agreement. Is that a written agreement?
Have an agreement. Have a partnership agreement. Have a founders agreement. Have terms. What is this person bringing to the table? Because you don't want stories that touch you. You now bring somebody to the business and the person will not be doing anything. And you are saying, you are not doing anything in the business.
And you're collecting money.
And you are collecting money and we are sharing equal profits, but I am doing most of the work. Do you understand? But if you have an agreement, you know what this person is doing, how many hours this person is supposed to put into the business. If you people are bringing somebody into the business, what kind of people you should bring, who should bring, if you have black and white, put it on black and white.
Written.
Written. Even if it's with your children, remember your children, if they are not up to 18 years, you are just doing business and waiting for them to come and inherit, by the time they are 18 years plus. But if they are 18 years plus, have specific terms. How many hours should they spend in business? How many hours should they dedicate a week in the business? What are they supposed to be doing? Not just I'm a director, shareholder. My father did that kind of thing. Register all of us. We're so happy. Family business. Nothing. In the end, nothing to show for it. And we have people having such businesses. And that's not how to run a business.
Okay, you might mention, are there other things to consider, that stop people from doing business?
Yes, there are so many other things. Some people, it's also money.
Okay.
They have big ideas, they've written plans. I know someone who told me, oh, I want to do this business. I think it will work in this place. I don't know how. No, we didn't go into much details, but I think it will work in this place. But my problem is money, how to access money. Some people have the problem of how to access money, but they forget that the money that you don't, there is an opportunity to start small. Some people want to start big. And so they just are looking for 5 million naira or one investor to bring 10 million naira or 100 million naira to a business. But they fail to do what they can. What they can do, what can you do first to take this thing? So you want to run a big shop. See, now I'm doing consulting. You want to run a big shop, and then you know how much it will cost. How can you get goods without buying them, for instance? How can you get goods without buying them? How can you supply? How can you create income? People are looking for opportunities. They don't know that they can create the income or the opportunities that they want on their own. So what can you do first to generate income, to run the business? Because it's not all business that you go and pack plenty money and put inside. There are businesses or there are other steps you can take to fund that business before you attract the bigger business.
All right, in case you're just tuning in, you are onto the program You and the Law, the program designed to talk to you. Look, there's something quite interesting about law. Lawyers don't just, are not just there to defend you. They can also advise you on the steps to take not to go into trouble. I don't know if I'm.
Of course. In fact, you need a lawyer before trouble so that you don't go into trouble.
So they talk to people about things not to do or not to do, not to even go into trouble first, so that you don't go into trouble.